Kind of overwhelming. As Farmers Union, we have a long history of working for farmers. Go back to the early days of helping start cooperatives, and now with all the work we do, legislatively and around the state, it's very humbling to be elected, as a president to lead the organization.
Serving as vice president for 7 years, and then in the interim basis, you see this organization, there's ways you can move forward, and you brought that up today.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot of things we want to try and work on. Obviously, the bottom line is we need to focus on educating farmers and consumers. Connecting the rural and the metro is, that got a lot of attention. That's a part of it, but also engaging new and younger leaders to step forward and be part of the. It's hard for them to get, a lot of them are raising families and stuff, but that is the future. Whether you start as 4-H or FFA, we have to, engage the young leaders.
Talking about the whole election process, first of all, what a turnout today, and second of all, the other candidates too, they gave a good effort as well. Yeah,
it was good. I thank the other candidates. That it was democracy at work. This is the way it's supposed to work. The farm organization. When Doug decided to retire, it created an opening, and myself and 2 others stepped forward, and that's good. That just shows the strength of the organization. So yeah, it was nerve-wracking for myself and the other 2, but it's a democratic process at work. The members came in. We had a terrific turnout. We were represented by all of our counties except there was only 2 that weren't able to be here. So very high turnout, which is important. It's important for the organization to have a voice and be able to have a direct input in electing their leader.
Gary, you mentioned a few things that stand out that have been successes that you have had your hands in. Regarding the state fair, you gave a few different examples. I know you don't like talking about yourself, yeah. But some big things stand out for you as being successful in moving the Farmers Union message.
It is. At the state fair right now, I was able to provide what we call winner signs to the 4-H and FFA members that attain championship status. And in the past, they didn't get that. In the past, they would get a sign, but they had to buy it. The member had to buy it and pay $25 for it, and it was just a cardboard sign. So I've developed a nice plastic sign with our logo on it, 4-H logo, our FFA logo on it, State Fair. It really means something. Actually, after that talk, I had one of our county presidents came up to me, and we were talking about it. She had tears in her eyes. She had a daughter that went to the State Fair, and I believe it was a sheep, got attained the championship status with the sheep. And just got the cardboard sign, just said champion on it or whatever it did. But anyway, they would have had to pay $25 for it. And she said at that time they didn't have the $25. And then a couple of years later, after I got the signs included, being able to provide them at the fair, she said that same daughter attained that level again with a dairy steer. And she said, she just had tears in her eyes. And she said how much that sign meant to that daughter, because the first time her daughter was just heartbroken. She got for all her work. She paid, got all her work and successful and won the winner, and wasn't able to bring a sign home. So it really, that's what we want to do. That spoke a lot to me when a lady come just directly and had tears in her eyes talking about it.
Your location here is very directly related to St. Paul and the Capitol, which you guys have had your hands in on everything already this session. It's been a busy session so far.
Yeah, it is. But they're off to a good start. There's been a lot of hearings, ag-related hearings, and obviously healthcare is on everybody's mind. Both the House and Senate did pass some form of healthcare stuff, so we'll see where that goes. But that obviously is everybody wants something done there. Ag, we've had a lot of hearings on the buffer bill. There's the Rural Finance Authority is out of money, and there's movements there for the state to issue bonds again. So there are a lot of big issues coming up. Road ditch mowing is has come up the other day at a hearing. So it's been a busy time.
As you take your new role, that leaves a spot open too. What's next to elect a vice president?
Yeah, same thing. According to our Farmers Union bylaws, now there's a vacancy as a vice president, so that triggers a special election again. So that special election will be on February 18th in conjunction with a full board meeting.
Gary, you brought up many times during your nomination period and also your acceptance speech in a way, the word family and your wife and your daughter here. Mm-hmm. That plays a big role in this whole deal, doesn't it?
Well, it does. As a farmer, growing up on a family farm and working with your parents and uncles and cousins and all that stuff, you always helped out, and we still do. But it's the important part. And that's the one nice thing about farming. it's challenging, always has been challenging, but a lot of times you're able to work on the farm with your family, whether it's livestock or, grains or whatever. A lot of times you can have you can bring in the family up directly working on a farm, and that just brings it closer together, and that's probably the most rewarding thing of farming. We've always had challenges. There's been good times and bad times, but you're working as a family.
Gary, we appreciate your time this morning. Once again, congratulations, and I'm sure we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, thank you, Joe.